So when I was a little girl, I used to live in government housing, and basically they looked like houses, but they were right next to each other, and we had, so my house and the other two houses next door shared a backyard. And you weren't allowed to plant anything in the ground because of pipelines and all of that stuff, but I remember in between my house and the house in the middle, there were two lime trees. And so over the summer, when it was lime season, we would go and pick the limes. And throughout the year, my mom and family next door would water that tree, and I would play with my neighbors. And it was like our own little private area to play in such a, a negative place. And so my name is Janie. Hello, fellow students, and I'm here to talk to you all about Festival Beach Garden, Community Garden, here in Austin. And I want to tell you all about the volunteer opportunities there, how it works, like its structure, and how it can improve. Before I go on, I would like for y'all to turn off your phones and hold all questions to the end. So Festival Beach Community Garden is 2 acres of a community garden located on the east side of Austin. It currently has 80 gardeners providing affordable produce. So these 80 members go, and these 2 acres are divided into 8 by 18 plots of land, and they can rent it out and they can grow produce, flowers, berries. And if you're not a member, you can go as a volunteer any day of the work week, but the second Saturday of every month is set aside for volunteers that aren't registered there, or they don't own a plot, because you can actually own a plot, and for your household you can grow stuff there if your land is not viable. Also, Festival Community Beach Gardens holds events every month that educates students from universities to elementary school on gardening and sustainable living. Also, the members that grow their fruit there or their produce are allowed to donate their products to food pantries, so if they don't need it and it's just a hobby for them, because a lot of them hold like normal jobs. I met a woman that was a psychiatrist, and so she would donate her produce and what she would grow. So when I volunteered there, I found that the biggest problem was not that there wasn't anything to do, because you can do anything. You can just show up, and there's always something to do, because it's a living space, so it always has to be clean, it always has to be maintained. But the problem I found there was that there was no direction. It was kind of like, do your own thing and just make sure you're not killing other people's plants or something. Yeah, just like make sure you're not damaging others, and that you're encouraging the produce there. On their website, they do have a website that you can reach them to contact them. They have events posted, but it's very outdated. Like you have to call to see the most recent events coming up, because they don't have anything. When you go online, you can see that they have events posted from 2014 and early last year. So nobody has really been looking at that. So I think that's a way that this volunteer space could really grow. And so in conclusion, I kind of talked to you all about where it's going, or what it's done, that it always has something to do for everyone. There's no ground rules besides, just a certain time zone or time frame that you have to go in to volunteer. I mentioned the different memberships that you have to have, or that you are able to have when you go, and I also discussed the flaws in its current system and how they could improve. Do you have any questions?
How can you become a member?
So you have to, it's really easy.